Why did Erickson Lubin duck Bahkram Murtazaliev? I'm gonna tell you why he ducked. He took the tank route. He's going for the bag over legacy. Yeah, I said it. He's going for the bag over legacy because Erickson Lubin's first fight for a title was against Jermell Charlo. Yeah, yeah, and it was early in Erickson Lubin's career, and they knew he wasn't ready. They just had so much faith in him because of his talents and abilities. Erickson Lubin is a fucking beast. They had faith in him. So they put him in the ring with Jermell Charlo, and he got knocked out in the first round. What a tragedy. You put your guy in there that you got faith in, and he gets knocked out in the first round. You know how tragic that is? Caught him on the chin, put him out. He was doing like that. That's not a good look. But that didn't stop Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin could continue to put killers on his resume after that. Killers on his resume. Yes, he suffered another loss, Erickson Lubin that is, to Sebastian Fundora by brutal KO again. Another brutal KO. It wasn't a one-punch killer. It was a beatdown. People are afraid for their fighters to get beatdown KOs and one-punch KOs. Lubin has suffered both. Erickson Lubin has suffered a one-punch KO that had him tweaking, and he also suffered a beatdown KO that disfigured his fucking face. Lubin has been through the ringer. So is Lubin okay to duck in this situation? Being that Lubin has killers on his resume already? Let me know what you think. Me personally, I kind of agree with this move by Lubin to duck Bahkram Murtazaliev. Lubin is turning down legacy at the same time. He could have been a champion. I don't agree with ducking because we don't know the weaknesses of the other fighters until they get exploited. We found out that Tim Tszyu's Achilles heel and kryptonite was the left hook. Bahkram Murtazaliev placed the left hook on Tim Tszyu's chin and took the fight out of him, not mentally, but physically. Tim Tszyu's chin cannot handle a left hook. It takes all of his equilibrium away. Bahkram Murtazaliev showed us that. Sebastian Fundora, he repeated that. And he implemented that. And it won dividends for Sebastian Fundora. In that interview, Sebastian Fundora said, "I'm not talking. This is silence and violence." And he knew the game plan. The left hook. The left hook is Tim Tszyu's kryptonite. So Bahkram Murtazaliev, Erickson Lubin ducked him and passed up a chance to be the champion. But he doesn't know that he might have been able to sleep Bahkram Murtazaliev. That's why I don't agree with the ducking a lot. But at the same time, like I just said, Erickson Lubin has been through the ringer with all these killers. Stop Jason Rosario. He got Terrell Boucher on his resume. He's coming off of a KO win. Erickson Lubin got Jesus Ramos on his resume. Gave him his first loss, and that's the star of PBC. PBC star. So Erickson Lubin is coming into this fight as a real player. A real factor. Erickson Lubin is a factor going into this fight versus Vergil Ortiz. And Vergil Ortiz is not a joke. So this is still another killer on the resume of Lubin. Lubin, even though I titled this video the way I did about questions about Lubin, Lubin is still jumping in the smoke. But I think that this kind of favors Lubin a little bit with Lubin's experience, his resume. Lubin has killers on his resume. Vergil Ortiz just said in the interview that when Mean Machine hit him, he didn't even know he got hit. He just knew that he needed to make something happen and that he was out of it. What if Erickson Lubin hit something like that? That's a way bigger problem if Erickson Lubin hits Vergil Ortiz the way Mean Machine did. So, I got to go over the triangle theories because that's the title of this channel. But I understand styles make fights, but I do believe that Erickson Lubin has the tools to get away and come back and let it rip. And that could be a concern for Vergil Ortiz Jr. If Vergil Ortiz Jr. were to lose this fight, I would not shun him. I would hold praises above his name, around his name, because Vergil Ortiz ain't ducking no smoke. Vergil Ortiz did duck Geronimo's Ennis, but the way that they ducked him, first of all, it was back when they were at 147, and Vergil Ortiz, his team said, give us a few years. It's been a few years, and they said they wanted that. Why can't we have strong manhood and respect timestamps? He said, give him a few years. He's ready. They said a few years. But Boots and them team, they must not have been looking at the long-term game plan. Because he said give him a few years and he was ready. But, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Erickson Lubin straight walked by the opportunity to be a champion to go and face Vergil Ortiz to get a bag. A bigger bag, not a huge, a bigger bag. I don't know what they get paid, but he's getting a bigger bag, I guess, than he would have gotten fighting the boogeyman Bahkram Murtazaliev. Y'all might have mixed feelings about it. I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for Lubin because he's facing Vergil Ortiz, who ain't no fucking joke.